we were talking about online churches and modern day times. I found that many people, obviously, there's one thing which is really good, which is that technology has advanced, and we're in the position now where we are privileged to connect with great men of God from overseas, all parts of the world, and we can hear them talk live. We can hear them, talk from their podcasts and from whatever they've sort of put up online quite easily. And that is amazing in itself. But then we've also started to have these issues where we've sort of seen people who then take the advantage of that and say, well, even if you invited them to church, they say, well, I have a church I attend, and you say, oh wow, that's great. What's the church? And they say, oh no, it's online. Some of them would say, I'm following my church in Nigeria, or I'm following my church in China, or I'm following my church wherever it is, and they don't really engage with the local community or the local church. And so it's more like they have a virtual pastor and a virtual HOD, virtual everything, virtual working, the virtual workers. And you would think about it, even with the ability to connect with, you can get your own wine and your communion. You can also get your own anointing oil. One day anointing other people, you too anointing yourself where you are. So what do you think about this? Is this something that will gradually replace church as we know it? And is there a need for us to, or is that the right thing, or should there be a balance? What exactly are your thoughts around this?
For me, I believe that virtual churching is a system introduced by technology, which actually came with its own pros and cons. And for the pros, just like you mentioned earlier, personally, I've followed quite a number, and I'm still following quite a number of men of God, women of God all over the world who teach, the right things. And I've never met them physically for once, but if we are chatting about that person, I could tell you loads of things about them, about their ministry, but I've never seen them physically. And that's what technology can do for an individual, and that could be a pro. Because one of the things I've picked from them also helps me in the way I run my race as a Christian.
Yeah.
But technology also has its own cons, because virtual churching should not now become a total replacement for attending a physical church service. I believe that the role it's meant to play, which was, I believe, was one of the main reasons why God allowed that inspiration to turn into manifestation in our world today, is for you to use it, watch a service when you cannot be there physically, maybe because of work engagements, or you traveled out of town, or one thing or the other made you that you couldn't just come to church physically that day. You can use the platform of virtual churching, watch the service online. That's the purpose. That's what it's meant to serve. Not that it should now become your excuse for not attending your own church service. I always want to say this to people, that just think about it. You, the virtual churcher, who have not been coming to your where your church is located just because you have access to devices that you can use. Yeah. Also think about this. What will happen if your pastor decides to also become a virtual member,
work from home?
So he sits back in his own house and preaches from there. You sit back. How would it be? How would instrumentalists play? How would all those kind of things? You see that it won't work. So I believe that the purpose of virtual churching is when you can't just make it physically, you can use it. But when you can, please do attend your church service.
No, amazing stuff. I think I agree with you. I think that's one thing that we need to realize. There's a place for it. It should not replace, your need, or you shouldn't replace or stop you from going to church. I think there's a need to engage. There's a need to engage with human beings, and we might not always get along. But there is a need for us to work together, for us to even work with people who we don't get along with. Because sometimes people don't go to church because they feel like there's this brother or sister who is annoying me. And, but those are general things that every human being faces. You would always face that, even if irrespective of the church you went to, if you're abroad in America, the United Kingdom, or wherever you are in Nigeria, say you're in America, for example, and you're only going to a church where you feel people of dark-skinned or brown-skinned colored people attend, and you are getting annoyed, you would realize that even when you went to, or if you go to a church where you have Caucasians as well, you will still find that some things will annoy you there. So it's not really because don't stop going to the church or a church because of people, and then stay at home and start watching, messages online, hit subscribe, smash the notification button, like or share. Anything you need to do to get this out there, do it. You know how we do it.